Hello everyone, welcome to the channel again. Now today's session is, as you can see, your two seniors with whom I've kept the session today. And the purpose of today's session is how to make yourself well prepared for your exams and have a dedicated, organized schedule for these last 15-20 days. And how it would be, and I think it's the best when you hear it from somebody who have gone through the same in the recent years, and they have not just gone through the same, but they have applied it so well that they have cleared all their exams in the first attempt, and they are an affiliate as, at the early stage as you can be. Now, just to add on, I have two very special people here with me, and they, of course, they have been my students, so I really love them a lot. Okay, and one is Diksha, and the other is Aditya. Both are ACCA affiliates now, and now you will be pleased to hear that Diksha scored had in tax worldwide rank 3, in ATX worldwide rank 4, and apart from these, in the other subjects also that she studied with me, I have always seen her very consistently performing in all the other subjects as well. Likewise for Aditya is also an 80 for the ATX subject. He has scored AIR rank 3. So that's like, a great achievement. And I think Aditya, with me, I think you studied 5 subjects. And
Yes,
in
ma'am.
all those 5 subjects, I've always seen you very consistently, dedicatedly performing. And so I think this is the reason why I would request you both to use your strategies, to give an insight into what strategies did you follow. And not just in these last 15-20 days particularly, but overall also, targeting especially the tax subjects, ATX subjects, PM subjects, or SBR subjects as well. And how was your overall prep strategy? And what do you think were the key pointers that really helped you in excelling in your exams and achieving such great results? So, Diksha, I think I can start with you. You please give in your inputs.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. So, like, my strategy was always that, like, of being consistent. Like, whenever the lecture would end, I would go through the topics, whatever was discussed, and do the questions which are relevant to it. Because I feel, like, if it's fresh, then it will stay in your mind, like, a lot better. And so, like, the first thing would be to watch the lectures, like, on time and then do the questions relevant to it. And like in the last 1 month, like what I did was like the first 15 days of the last month, I focused on doing the past year papers and all the practice papers which were there on the ACCA platform, as well as revising the syllabus because I feel like it's very important to, like also keep going through the topic so that it stays in your head. And the last 3, 4 days, what I focused was on just going through the topics. And instead of doing the papers, like in writing it, I would just read through the questions and answers because it's not possible to write everything in the last 2, 3 days. So the last days I focused on, just going through the papers and going through the topics. I think specifically for tax and ATX, I remember like there were a lot of dates to remember. So I maintained like a specific sheet, where I wrote dates, like topic wise. So, like even if we go through it like, for 5 minutes, like every alternate day also, like in the beginning, I think it really helps, like it stays in your head. And dates, I think, are asked, especially in tax, I think, in the section A and section B. So yeah, this is my strategy. I think it's just important to be consistent.
And
Yeah.
I think we always discussed in the class that every alternate day you revise the dates. If you keep
Yeah.
on revising, they remain in your head, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
One more thing, Diksha, do you think that a revision like one time or two time or three times, they really help you in to have a better paper? Or how many times do you think actually the student should have revision in order to have the paper and in the best way and to basically have everything in their memory? Because many times students say that we blanked out. So what do
Hmm.
you think, or what do you
Like in the
suggest?
last week, what I did was that instead of going through all the topics in one day, I think that gets too much for you. So, like, let's say this last week, so there are 20 topics, I would do 5 topics in one week so that it stays in your head also. And obviously, I think there are topics for everyone, which everyone gets familiar with. So, the topics which I was very familiar with, instead of focusing too much on that, I would just go through it, like very quickly. And the topics which I was a little unfamiliar with, I focused more on that. So instead of, taking so much at once, I always, like broke it down like 5 topics in a day. And then, then I would spend going through the questions and answers. So that is not repetitive also. So like revision does help, but if you do try to do it all together at once, then I think it's tough. So just breaking it down helps, I think.
Yes, 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 absolutely. One more point. I remember when you was preparing for your ATX paper, you were
Mm.
working that time,
Yeah.
right? So, and then also you managed to rank.
Mm.
So generally, most of the working students, they say that, ma'am, and you attended the live batch, and with that live batch only, you gave your paper, you never had a break in between, and then also you scored a rank. So how did you plan or how did you organize your day, even when you were working full time and you were attending the sessions and you were doing practice also? How how did you plan your day for the same? Or plan your week.
For like the first month, I think you have very less topics to deal with because you're just starting with the syllabus. So even if you give like an hour per day, I feel like for me that was like more than enough. If you don't give an hour a day, then it will come to, like weekend, you have to do like 5, 6 hours, which like I personally never like to do. So I would take out time at least an hour. I think an hour is also enough from the beginning, I feel.
Yes.
So just taking out time in the beginning itself so that, like you have a very good idea of the topics. I think that helps. So if you take an hour out, obviously there are days when you can't do it, but like at least majority of the days you should try to take out an hour. And then weekends I would give 2 hours. And then when the paper is nearby, then I used to take leaves, like I used to get study leaves. So like a week I used to take study leave and then, like focus more on that. But I think even if you give
Yeah.
like an hour or two, I think for me at least that was more than enough, I think.
Yeah. So I think Diksha, for you, the key has been consistency,
Yeah, I
right?
think, yeah,
Consistency and dedication.
yeah.
That's great. Okay, now I think I can move on to Aditya. Aditya, can you also tell me your strategy? Because I've seen you studying PM, I've seen you studying, dealing with the practical papers like tax, ATXL, so theory papers also. But all in all, in every attempt, I've seen you having the same consistency. And you have never been those students who have been, always like, what do you call, always having some confusions or doubts. You were very clear in your thought process, you were very clear in your schedules, organized way. And I think I've always seen you a very calm, composed person. I've never seen you panicking as well. So what was your strategy that you followed overall for your studies, as well as typically highlighting the last 15-20 days, because that is very, very crucial for your exam? So how would you like to share your strategies with all of us?
So I completely understand the how the intense last 15 days can be for an ACC student because the pressure is too high. I can feel that and I imagine that the feeling right now. So in the last 15 days, the main motive should be like you should do not try to any new content or new things, new topics. I think we should stick to what we are like familiar and we should try to make that concept stronger. So, like concept is a very important thing because I've always tried to clear my concepts, and I have been reaching you most of the time because of that, and you really help me. So I make my base stronger so that I have no confusion in what I am writing or what the topics come in the exam. So that really helped me. Revision, I just like Diksha said, revision is important. I think like 2 to 3 revision is very essential because I also like I also like have done like 5 of revisions
Oh, wow.
because I wanted to make sure that I'm not skipping anything from my mind.
That's great. That's great.
Yes,
And
ma'am. So,
did you also focus on doing past papers, mocks? Do you think they help you? Do
yes,
you think
ma'am.
that the examiner reports also help you, even when you see, one report also or two reports also? Do you think they help you, these resources?
This ACC studied hub that ACC provide us, the quizzes in which they provide
Mm.
is very helpful, I think, because they give you short quizzes that make you understand what you are missing on the concepts. They test you the knowledge. So they really helped me in clearing my concepts. Because when I'm almost done with my whole syllabus and I reach out to that quiz, I made so many mistakes that I realized how these silly mistakes I'm making. So that
Yes.
made us clear that we should be clear with our concepts and knowledge. And the time management, it's really crucial because in my last attempt also, I was not able to completely write my exams. I miss on 9 marks.
But then still you scored so good.
Yes, man. So, like, really like to stress on the time management. Like, do as much as practice you can by writing in the exam conditions at your
Yes,
home.
I would just like to add one point and ask you one point here. Sorry, I'm interrupting. Writing on the CBE platform, especially at least for one paper or two papers also before the exam, did you think that Aditya that helps in the time management,
Yes,
navigating in those screens?
yes, ma'am. Because the CB platform that replicate the exam conditions.
Hmm.
Because the exam that we get, the Excel or the writing, it's very cluttered, very slow, and we do not get much options like we have in our normal Excel. So it gave us the idea that we have to like manage the time, how, because it is very slow, and we
Yes,
have
I
idea
know.
about how the exam will be.
Good. Okay. One more question that is coming into my mind is how were you able to handle the pressure on the exam day? How were you able to handle the pressure one day before the exam? Because many times what happens when you try to revise, recollect things, no, you feel like, oh God, I'm forgetting, I'm not able to recollect, I'm becoming blank. So this question to you, Diksha as well, and Aditya also, both of you. I really want to know that how were you able to handle that pressure? Because how were you able to keep yourself calm? Because getting a rank means that you have really been dedicated and focused on the paper, and you were not deviated by any of the pressures. So how were you able to handle that?
Ma'am, as you said, like I would say that you should believe in yourself. Like I also many times doubt myself that what I'm doing. I have not seen this topic, where it came from. I am forgetting something. So just like I have always keep myself calm, and I believe myself that yes, Aditya, you know everything. You can do this. So that's the main motive that you should keep in mind.
Great. Diksha, would you like to add on to it?
think for me, like what I used to do, and this is something very personal to me, might not work for everyone. But like if I have an exam the next day, like next day morning, I would not study after the afternoon. Like today, afternoon onwards, I won't touch anything because I feel like your mind also needs time to like reset and take a break.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
don't open my book, the day before the exam, like afternoon onwards. Like that helps for me. That helps me. And like on the day of the exam, like I focus on the question in hand. I do not go to the next question. I have a set time. So let's say if I'm giving 30 minutes for this
Hmm.
question, I will take 30 minutes. And if I'm able to finish it in that time, good. But if I need 5 minutes more, I'll do that. But if I know that I'm not able to finish it, I need like a lot more time, then I'll go to the next question. But I will not go to the next question because I feel like, what if there's something I don't know? So then that would affect my question in hand also. So I feel like it's very important to focus on the question which you're doing and not focus on, like what all is there, in the next
Yes.
questions. I think that helps me because I think that helps with anxiety in general.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So basically, instead of panicking in the exam, I think the best way is to just relax yourself for maybe 10 seconds and then focus on
Mm.
the question that you are doing. If
Mm.
still you're not able to do that, then you leave that question and move on
Yeah.
to the next one, but with a relaxed mind, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so now just here I want to add, if you remember in the classes, whenever I took questions, I always used to give you time limit that do this question in 3 minutes, in 2 minutes, in 10 minutes, in 7 minutes. So do you think that the time limit, if you do that question in that time that we used to do in the class, that really it laid foundation for you to have your questions done in the time zone when you're practicing your mock and all? Do you think that it really helps, somewhere it helps? Does it
Yeah, because
connect?
I feel that, like whatever questions are there in the past paper, the format stays the same, like for the paper that you're going to get. So you
Hmm.
get used to, like how much time you're actually supposed to spend for a specific question, like kind of question. I think that really helps because in the exam, then you know that, like maybe I'm spending too much time. I should, like let it be for this time. And then especially for, I think, tax, like especially for the skill level papers where you have like multiple questions to attempt.
Yes.
Like even if you leave 2 marks, I feel like it's fine, but like not ruin the, majority of the marks then. So like you can let it be for that time.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So, as I think I can see to what you guys have given me the inputs, first thing which is very important is that every student has to be consistent in their study approach. They have to manage time, they have to do mocks, they have to do at least 3 times revision of the syllabus. They have to take these 15 days very seriously. And I think when most of the students they try to, try to look into the different online platforms and the social medias and finding out that which is the best way to do, what is the best way to study. I think it's better to customize the study as per your own, your only study pattern. Your areas which are stronger, your areas are weaker, so focus on the weaker areas. And I think coverage of entire syllabus is very, very essential, not just focusing on 10 topics or 20 topics, because there is nothing like important topics, which I think you have all experienced that, right? So studying a comprehensive approach, covering the examiner report, and baseline of everything is having your concepts clear can make you handle any question. And of course, by adding on to doing a lot of more practice, right? Would you like to add on any other pointer? As I think for all the students who are watching you, who are trying to gain, like use your experience, as any other ending point that you would like to give the students for the points that they should absolutely kind of a must to do, or they should keep in mind apart from what we have discussed, for the exams that they are going to target, maybe just in another 20 days, 15-20 days. Would you like to add on, Diksha, anything? Then I'll
One
come
more
to
thing
Anil.
to add. Like, I think initially, when I started the subject, any subject, like, it's very important to write it down. Like if you have any doubt, you should write it down because initially I realized that, like I forget that, like in which topic I
Hmm.
had a doubt. So if you keep delaying it, I think if the foundation is not there, it gets very tough. So I think you should write down all your doubts so that, like when you're asking someone to clarify it, like you can do it right there and then and not think about what my doubt was. And also, like, I think when you're solving any question and if you're looking at the answer, I realize with time that you can't trust any third material 100%, because it's possible that there are mistakes, typing errors or something. So if you feel like you're right, instead of trusting, the material like 100%, you can just ask, like whoever you're taking the coaching from. I think that helps. Like sometimes the book can also be wrong, I feel.
Yes, absolutely. We have seen also in our
Yeah.
classes also somewhere many times it has happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aditya, would you like to add on?
Yes, ma'am. I would say that there is always a hot favorite topic for examiners. Like for example, FR in FR, there is a revenue topic, IFRS 15 or leases. So I would say that you should try to make that topic stronger and clear with the foundational concepts so that you can handle any kind of questions they ask or scenarios that you are confident in yourself that yes, I can do this.
That's great. That's great. Now, just towards the ending, guys, just call, I mean, are you just one quick thing? You took sessions from me. I know that. So especially for like tax, ATX, when we studied in the class, do you think that the sessions helped you in your exam preparation? And when you looked at the exam paper, did it look like, okay, we have covered these concepts in the class, we have covered these concepts in the class, and I can handle these questions? Did you go get those feelings? Sorry, I'm just adding a bit of my pointer here.
Because, like in all the sessions, you really like instead of just like making it a one-sided communication, you focused on two-sided communication as well. That, like you would make sure that we're solving a few questions in front of you. I think that really helped, because then even you knew like where we stand at and like what topics we needed help in. So I think solving the questions with you in the class, it really helped. Like that really helped.
Okay. So anything from you, Aditya?
Yes, ma'am. I would also say that the one of the best classes that I have got is from you, and it's my best
I,
decision
I agree to this,
to
right?
get the coaching from you. Such a great mentor. So
You have been great. Yeah, you guys have been great. I mean, I still remember the days, the times, and the years that we have done the sessions together. And I think that is why, and the consistency with which you both have studied. I mean, that's awesome, awesome. And carry on with the same consistency in your work, because now in this zone, if you're consistent and you have your concepts back up with you, I'm sure it is going to help you to go to like miles long, both of you. So I think with this, we can end this. And thanks a lot, Diksha. Thanks a lot, Aditya, for sparing out time and coming here for the guidance of the students. I'm sure everybody is going to take a lot from this. And thanks a lot. And wish you the best for in your next phase here in your career. And I'm sure you're going to excel here as well with the dedication and the consistency that you guys have.
okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So, thank you.